Hey guys, Flabaliki here today and welcome back to Cities Skylines. We're starting off with another little time lapse at the beginning of this video. It's going to be, if you want to skip it, 16 minutes or so-ish is where we sort of end. But basically, we're going into the area we prepared at the end of last episode, and I'm going to be filling it in and building it up and all that kind of stuff. So essentially, it was general consensus that we shouldn't really do any industrial here, even if it was just a little bit. So I don't do that at all. Instead, it's going to be mostly residential with a little bit of commercial, and I think some offices here and there as well. So it's all just a nice little residential enclave, if you will. And then we also moved later on in this time lapse as well to start developing some new industrial just a little bit further away. And I think in the end, it's actually quite good. So then we'll, at the end of this time lapse, we'll jump in and we'll continue working on some more stuff from that point forward. But you can see that's sort of what we prepared last time. I was just trying to figure out how I wanted to connect it all up and how I wanted it to flow. So the first thing I did was just create a little pretty simple highway interchange up this way. Just a really, really basic one with a 4-lane road and then a couple of ramps heading each way. And that was it to start off with, which was good for the starters. But then I remembered back to, well, when we were talking last time about doing the additional highway extension down that way and actually having the sort of tunnel going to the other side of the bay, which a lot of you guys agreed was a good idea. So that's exactly what we're going to be doing. So this will essentially, this highway that we're going to be building in, not right now, we'll be doing it in a couple of minutes. The highway we're going to be building in this section will probably be a heavily trafficked one at some point in the near future, because when we do the sort of downtown area, this will connect directly to it, obviously going via all this other stuff. But you'll see how it takes shape soon. So this is a very simple avenue that was just going to follow the sort of terrain down to the beachfront here. Also decided to change that road because I had those weird trees on it, which I didn't really want. So I just changed it back to a normal one. And then just extended the road along here. Just did a really simple intersection there. Like, a lot of this is pretty simple. It does actually change quite a lot over the course of this time lapse, in the sense that we're going to be doing different kinds of intersections and they're going to evolve. And it's interesting. I think it's pretty cool. And I think we also do a monorail extension, which again, I'm not really sure what I want to do with it. If I want to just create a new monorail line or keep extending the one we have. It's a bit strange. I mean, we'll talk more about it as we come up to it, but it's a bit strange and I'm not really sure, essentially, is where I'm at with that. So we have this main little 4-lane road here, which I thought this will be sort of main little area for this district, which we got a name as well. We'll name them when we jump into the game. I think I'll just pick a few and we'll name the areas that way. Yeah, so I turned that into like a sort of commercial, I guess high street in a way, because it's almost a little extension of that avenue, but because it's not going to be a thoroughfare, people are not going to be using this road to get anywhere else. It didn't need to be like too crazily too big or anything. That's why we did the smaller road, because I thought that'd be fine. I also decided to do this sort of little slip lane left-hand turn at this point, because I figured there'd be a lot of people turning left and they don't need to go through the traffic lights. So that's exactly why I did it. Also because later on, actually, when I do the industrial area, we sort of do it around this space, and it means, because the industrial area is going to be it's going to be a right turn. So that means if you're going left, you can just sort of bypass that whole industrial traffic. And then we have 2 lanes to turn right later on too, which is really handy. Oh my God, actually trying to adjust this to get it to work was so annoying. I think in the end, all I did was actually just raised it up. I did an elevated road because the elevated road doesn't have that issue for reasons. So yeah, there you go. So that worked. It's just like, it wasn't working. It was so annoying. Anyway, so that just merges in there. So it means we don't have to do a left-hand turn at those lights anymore. And they prefer all that. And it's just a little bit quicker for the traffic flow to get through. Not doing some crazy intersection there, like any sort of overpasses or anything. It was literally just that little bit. And then I'm using the small little laneway road there, as you can see, along the beachfront between the main road and the beach. That's going to be mostly residential. Haven't actually zoned all of that yet, even by the end of the time lapse. So you'll see that develop as we go, but we're not quite there just yet. I'm just getting all the pipes in. So yeah, it's literally a process of me just building up this area, because I was like, we could do it in the episode, but it was like just a lot of little bits of zoning here and there. And we'll be doing a bit more of that as we get into the episode, but not as much as this. This is just a lot of placing stuff. And as you can see, like not doing full-size houses everywhere, doing a little bit less. Just plonking it down here and there. And that was kind of the idea. Yeah, so then this area, it does actually end up joining to the zoo section, but in an interesting way, which we'll see soon. I'm not really sure how far off it is, to be honest. I'm still watching this and seeing what's happening because I don't really remember. It's just a lot of zoning. A lot of zoning. Yeah, so we actually, wait, where are we at with population right now? At the end of this time lapse, well, right now in the game, which I have running in pause that you can't see, we have 43,600 people, which is pretty good. So we've actually increased our population by about 5,000 from the current point in this video. Which is a really good thing because we were having a lot of worker shortages like everywhere, all of the time. Actually, something that I didn't do in this area at all. There's no schools in this section of the city. So I think I might need to revisit that and make sure that's all working okay. Because I just basically zoned this whole area. There's like one little playground park in there. But I mean, look, to be honest, I figured we didn't really need to do another custom park because we already have the other one in there. So I didn't record actually putting in the majority of the highway itself, but so we've jumped forward. Basically, we have the highway here. You can see running next to that avenue that we built a little bit earlier on, and we're just obviously doing a couple of highway connections here because this area will eventually be, and I don't know if we start it in a second, but it will eventually be a new industrial section, which we will see in the time lapse eventually. When we get around to it. But that's where it'll be. And then, so I'm just actually connecting it all up because I hadn't done that yet. Because I was, you know what? I think doing this is a little bit more interesting than, because me just trying to place the highway was kind of annoying because I was using the, I turned on the parallel roads mod, again, just to build it a little bit easier, but it was still kind of annoying and a bit messy, and I had to sort of go through and adjust it here and there. So I was like, you know what, we'll just we'll leave that bit out of the video. And then yeah, this one's just doing. So this is going to be hopefully a pretty busy connection at some point, and hopefully not too busy that it is overwhelming and dies and is annoying, but it should be okay. So I used two lane roads and sort of merged them into one 3-lane highway, which I think should just be fine. It shouldn't be too much issue. And then we're just sort of making sure it connects in both directions, because actually this highway becomes really useful. So it actually means all of the zoo traffic actually now uses this instead of using the road on the other side, the other avenue through all the suburbs. So it sort of redirects all the traffic down this way. It gives it a much better split, and it reduces a lot of the on-street traffic through the suburban area, which is pretty damn good. So I'm quite happy with that. I'm just worried that at some point it'll, considering it'll also be serving the city, it might be a little bit of an issue, but I guess we'll see if we get that far, if we do that much. I don't know, but it is good because it means we still have this avenue here that does connect up to the highway as well later on. So we actually end up with, I think, 3 sort of points of highway entrance and exit. So we obviously have the one up by the original highway. We have an entrance and exit here for the highway, so this is the second one. Then we have the third one down by the hospital and that area there just before the tunnel, which you'll see in a little bit. Because I'm just doing this first. So I actually, as you can see, like the exit ramp there actually did 2 different intersections, because one of them, being a left-hand turn, doesn't actually need traffic lights, because they just got to give way and then just go when there's no traffic, because they can't turn right from it. But then the other one has a set of lights where they have to stop. But basically I did this because it's similar to what I did on one of the other interchanges somewhere. I was like, I sort of split up the entrances and exits a little bit, just so that there's still a bunch of intersections, but a lot of them don't actually need traffic lights. So hopefully it will continue to flow quite well on the street level. Otherwise, I don't know. It should be okay. Like I was just essentially trying to spread it out and sort of divide the load. So like this entrance here, for example, is not going to have traffic lights. So it's like I don't need to add it to an intersection that has traffic lights. Otherwise, it would probably create more stops than necessary. So that one's just a free-flowing entrance that you don't need to worry about too much. And I was just trying to make it look nice and smooth. But yeah, that's that. And then over here is where we actually are going to be building the tunnel entrance and all of that. And I think, are we doing that right now? Yeah, I think so. Oh, we're doing the exits first. So I wanted to obviously have an exit and an entrance to the highway at this point because it makes a lot of sense. It's right there, and it would feed this area really, really well. So we've just done that. But then I obviously want entrances and exits going the other direction as well, because eventually these tunnels will lead to the city, as I've said like 10 times. So I'll have to figure out where to put those. And it's an interesting little area, but I think it actually works out quite well. So the tunnel entrance is there. It's quite far back from where the actual sort of harbor entrance is, but it gives us this long stretch of like slowly descending highway. So it sort of slowly goes down and underneath around that bend. And it also meant that I could connect up this one-way zoo loop down to the highway. At the moment, it only connects in one direction. These 2 little slip lanes that I build only connect to and from the existing direction. Like it doesn't go toward the harbor yet, or toward the bay. But I mean, it will eventually if we need it to. But I just figured there's no point building all those additional roads when we don't quite need them yet. So yeah, really simple, just connecting these up to that road, and then they just sort of connect underneath to the tunnel. I mean, I don't know how pretty it actually looks under there, but it doesn't really need to look that good. It just needs to work. And if it works, then that's kind of all that matters. And it does work. So, and people end up using it quite a bit, which is nice. I did actually adjust some of them because I was like, well, that doesn't need to go up that high. So I'm sort of adjusting some of the nodes, even though you can't see them. You know, I'm good. Yeah, so we actually have a lot of people using that highway, which I'm really, really happy about. So this here is the entrance, as you can see, going the other direction toward the zoo and toward the bay, and I guess toward the downtown later on. And that was a pretty easy one to add in there. It did mean I have to add another intersection, but I didn't need traffic lights there. So traffic can like sort of freely flow through that intersection without adding any additional traffic. And then I added the exit from that direction actually onto this already pretty busy intersection. It's a sort of three-way intersection of the main roads and the little residential enclave. But I figured it was only a one-way. It's like a one-way exiting from the highway. It's not really an issue now. It might be later on, but it's working fine for the time being, so I wasn't too worried about it. Now, I was trying to, so this is what I think I was talking about just before, was about the monorail and trying to figure out what I wanted to do with it. So for now, I actually extended it down, and I was trying to build it because it has to be smooth, and I don't want it looking like it's, like, 100 feet in the air and all that. Like, I want a nice smooth descent, and I was trying to figure it out, and it was just looking way too steep. So I was trying to keep it close to where the road is, because where we've built the road is sort of where the land is less steep, and I was trying to sort of stretch out the descent, but it was just looking pretty crazy. I think what I did kind of works in the end, and you'll see. So I put a monorail stop just there at the bottom of the hill, so we actually go for that stop first, and then we do sort of a turnaround. Well, not a turnaround, but it's almost like a U-turn sort of bit of track that sort of heads back out the other way. Now, obviously, this doesn't join up to the zoo monorail, and I was considering, it's like, do we want to connect this up to that and sort of use that as the zoo as almost like a hub? Maybe we take both these monorail lines back to the zoo, have that as a hub, and then have a new line that heads off down the coast this way. Or, I don't know. But at the moment, what I've done is I've put the stop there, and then you can see the monorail track sort of curves around in front of the hospital, then heads down out this way. And this actually ends up being quite a popular stop. So much so that everyone going to the industrial areas we're about to build gets off here and then just walks. So I kind of either need to extend the monorail or add some other public transport to get further out, because we don't have any out there. And I'll show you what I mean when we get into the game, but it's not great at the moment. It's not great. So here is where we're finally going to build in a cargo harbor, or a cargo hub, actually it is, because it's got the train and also the ships that can come in there. So what I wanted to do is, I didn't actually want to build a huge industrial section right here by the water, just because that's not particularly nice. But it's a little industrial section, but not too big. But the idea here is we have this cargo harbor connected by a train to where the main industrial section is going to be. And then the idea is that they train the cargo from the ore industry, which is going to be right here, right underneath this sort of highway interchange. This whole area is going to be like industrial. A lot of ore industry is going to be going on here. So then the idea is they put the cargo on the train, send the train down to the harbor, then it goes out that way. Rather than chucking all the trucks onto the road and adding a bunch of traffic that way, it just sort of extends this quick rail link just down that way. And that was the idea. And I think from what I saw in game, just watching the cargo work, that's what happened, and that's what they did. They chucked it on the train, it went down there, and it worked quite well. So the idea is, the reason I've used this double track cargo hub or cargo station up here was that one of the stations and platforms is going to be coming from the regional train line. The other one is going to be for delivering cargo straight to the harbor. And then we obviously have a bypass track for anything else that's delivering to or from the cargo harbor as well. So I think that works quite well. At the moment, though, we only have this rail that turns left out to the region. We don't have any other connection to the interior or the, I guess, the local freight lines, which I was thinking I probably need to do, but I wasn't sure how I wanted to do that just yet. But anyway, so we're just sort of adding a bunch more residential in this area because we had quite a bit of demand, and we needed to sort of up the population a little bit. We obviously have this whole like hillside here as well that's quite empty and needs to be filled in. So that's why I just put a bunch of little laneways there, and I realized we didn't need any of these underground little power conduits anymore because there was just no point, because everything is connected via the grid now, which is quite nice. Yeah, so I pretty much just zoned that whole area there. And that whole lower section now, this whole section from last episode that we had previously like just briefly designed, is now essentially all filled in. We do need to do probably like some bus lines around there and even do some trees and that, because it does look a little bit blank. And I just added that pedestrian overpass there because I noticed a lot of people walking down that road. And I was like, well, it'd be better than them having to cross that main road there. And so, like I said, this is going to be a little bit of an industrial section here, but it's not like super crazy. As you can see, like a lot of it is just mixed in with commercial and industrial and offices as well. So it's not going to be much bigger than that, I don't think. But this one here is going to be the slightly larger industrial section. So I've actually painted down the ore resource. So there's going to be all mining industry and all that, because I don't think we had any of that yet in this region. So I thought it was a good place to do it. It's right by the train station, right by the highway. It seems like a pretty accessible area, and that's exactly what we use it for. On the main road, though, I do a bunch of commercial and offices, sort of a bit of a mix there, rather than, because I didn't want industrial absolutely everywhere, because it does have to blend into something else at some point. And I did notice we were running out of water, so I had to put down a few more pumps here just to get the demand satisfied once more. But that is pretty much the time lapse. Oh, I do a couple of recycling centers here to sort of sneak them underneath the highway, because nothing's going to zone there anyway, so I sort of just put them there and put them underneath. So we have a bit of garbage collection in the area. But yeah, let's go ahead and jump into the game and have a look at everything we have done. All right, so this is the little industrial area I was talking about, and what I was mentioning about people walking to and from. They all these people, and you can see where a monorail arrived. So a monorail had stopped at that point. And I don't know, actually there's another one at the moment, but you can see like these big chunks of people just walking down together. Yeah, so they actually walk all the way down this road. They even walk all the way up here. You can see, look how many people are just walking along, because we have no public transport, so we need to get that in. But I actually really like this area here. Like it's so gritty. But it's like perfect for this highway. It just sort of passes over. This will be industrial up this way with all the rail around there, and there's a little bit there. This will probably be some commercial in between, and then this is all residential along this main road. So what I'm thinking, yeah, so when I was mentioning about the monorail, maybe we take it down. It would have to probably go maybe like this and come along this road, because it could actually then connect up to that hub. And then rather having the monorail do a loop, maybe if we just end that monorail line there, this one ends that way, so they end on different platforms. Then maybe we have a third line that just then goes back again, but heads off this way. Maybe that's the way to do it. Maybe I should just do it. Maybe I shouldn't wait for your feedback. Just because I think it's going to be... It's just... The reason I find it strange is because then we have this monorail that sort of splits off back here, comes down, clearly going this direction. Then it just is like, no, and then it would be going this way. And I think that's kind of weird. Maybe it's not, but I think, wouldn't it make more sense to just hub it up down here and have a new line? Have both lines end there. Oh, I don't know, maybe not. Maybe they should just keep doing that. I don't know. You know what? Maybe I'll leave it. Anyway, so what I want to do, public transport wise though, this monorail, I guess the question is, do I continue the monorail or do I mean, I guess I do, but I don't know where it would go to. So let's have a look. Let's get out the monorail. Monorail. Actually, speaking of which, monorail bus hub. Metro, monorail, train hub. No. See, I just want a monorail station that has multiple platforms, but I don't think that really exists. So this, I think, is probably going to go... It's probably here is good, because then we can stop before this corner. So if we go... Oops. So if we go there, it will obviously come down this way and then go there. Then we sort of go over the road, come up this way. I'm just going to figure out where the monorail would go. Probably have a stop here maybe, so by that intersection then we'd probably have to go over the highway. And then maybe have another stop up here. I'll do it a little further back so I can sort of get the monorail away from all the buildings. Oops. I have thing I want. Oh, that should clear out as we build through. I think that'll work. So that's what we're going to do. So I want to go this way a little bit. I think it bends a little too much. Hang on, I need to turn off that. There we go, like this. That's what I want to do. Really, really smooth and turn off collision here. Turn off collusion. Don't want to be colluding with anyone. Now, if I do that, is that going to be sort of the right angle? That is actually kind of the right angle of where we want to go. We go straight over the highway here. Let me have a look from above, because it's got to have like a almost naturally free-flowing curve to it. Now, actually, that's the annoying thing about this monorail. Is that actually a pillar I can delete? Yeah, I think it is. Okay, good. Because some of the pillars are just like, oops. Some of the pillars are just like, nah, these are like remember that one that we just randomly had that just couldn't be deleted? I don't think I ever deleted it. I think it's still there. I think it's still there. Also, I should probably turn off snapping on that. There we go. So it's now before and after instead of in the middle of the highway. Good. Okay, so I'm going to keep no collusion. I'm going to keep saying collusion now. I'm going to keep no collusion on for a little bit just to get around here. And then I'm going to turn it back on again. So this is then just going to go straight down there. Does mess up some zoning, but I think we might put some like specific buildings underneath here. Might actually raise it up just a little bit. Alright, so then we just want to connect that down through there, and then that will connect through to there, and then, so here's, yeah, I'm thinking maybe we just, at least for now, maybe end this monorail line here. Just because it's becoming really, really long. Like, it just goes all the way up here, around that corner, comes down over here, then goes all the way down over to here. Which I'll then probably want to extend this line out this way anyway. So maybe we'll split up the lines a little bit. I might actually just start zoning some more residential. Because we do have quite a bit of demand for it. So obviously a lot of this area here is going to be residential. So all of this is going to be where people live. They should be good to live up until around here somewhere. Maybe if we even leave this as like a park. Do a bunch of nice tree line there or something just to keep it separate. So maybe I think we'll go all the way up to there. I thought that said Puke Street for a second from about here. It kind of looked like it said Puke Street, not Blake Street. Oh, well, that's what we have to do. We have to pick the names in. Anyways, I'm going to zone all that. I think that'll be fine to be zoned in. Autosave. Still there you go. So sewage treatment's getting a little low. How's power and all that? It's a little low too. So we might have to keep an eye on that. All right. So hopefully this this should update when I build the the monorail in here, like in terms of the trees clipping through. So I'm going to go through to here. Actually, you know what? Let's go a little bit further. Go all the way out to like here-ish. I'm going to go anarchy on. Pause, build it to there. Let's see how that went. Looks pretty good. Problem being that there's no pillars at all except for there and there. It's a little bit long for a section of no pillars. But we'll not worry about that right now. We will build... Actually, we probably don't need this. Well, actually, we do need that. Okay. Never mind. What we'll do instead, we'll go this way. Can I go over? I don't think I can go over the monorail, though. It's a problem. You know what? Let's build the little underground hidden one. There you go. That'll do. So I'll connect to there. Get rid of this. Get rid of those. And then power line. I don't know. Just go to there. And that will power everything just fine. That should be okay. Still trees in that. Hopefully I'm... I was just hoping when I built they would just remove the tree. It'll just update for me. Okay, so then this is... What if we just do a straight line? Like this. I guess it doesn't need to be a straight slope. Just do that. Oh, that's a lot hillier than I thought it was. I mean, not that it's an issue, but... That seems fine. I don't know what... The game always makes it look really, really wonky. But like here it's fine. But it's like when you look at it straight down the road or straight down the track... It doesn't look great, but whatever. I don't think there's much I can do about that. Okay, so this should actually provide really good connection to this whole area up the top here. So what I'm going to do, let's go monorail. We need to, let me delete the 2 stops here. Sorry guys, pause. I'm going to delete, no, I'm going to drag that stop to move it. So this one's actually going to end here. Then we're going to have another line starting on this side. So this is going to be a brand new line starting from there, at least for now. We might change this up. Oh, I haven't even connected the track here. Hang on. Okay, let me connect the rest of the track first. Yeah, so that's going to be a brand new line from there at this point. But I'm almost convinced that I should do it from the zoo. I think that'd be quite good. Didn't remove the trees for me. There you go. All right, so then that's fine. So I sort of swing it out a little bit just so we can get some good zoning in there. That was the idea. All right, so new line now starts from... Make sure it's on the correct side of the track. Hang on. How did I do it? Oh, there we go. All right, so there to here. I thought I skipped a stop. Clearly I didn't. Yeah, that'll come all the way up. So this should make this whole area very, very accessible. Gonna be a little bit of transferring on the monorail lines here, but should be okay. So monorail line 3 select type is going to be the Mark 6. 1, 2, 3 maybe. It's not too... It shouldn't be too busy. Holy crap. I think that's... Is that the first stop? Or the last stop? Oh no, that's the... Oh, is this stop? Okay. I guess just people transfer because there are already people waiting there. Alright, so anyway, that should now be up and running. So it'll be interesting to see how many people now... Whoops. And now how many people use this to get out this way. Should be cool. Alright, so that's there. So this stop, I almost want to do a pedestrian path so that they don't have to walk across all this huge road. Because it's not ideal. So I'm thinking maybe we can get in a little pedestrian path. Whoa, not that. A little pedestrian path here. Like this. And then we go up to like, I think 5-ish meters is usually... Oh. Hello? That should be on the ground. There we go. I think 5 meters is usually high enough to get above like trucks and all that, because these roads and all these like pathways are not super crazy. I'm just trying to think where we go. Maybe go here and then, because we really need to be over that side. Oh, maybe just do this. Do that. Go straight across. That looks high enough. Okay. And then what we can do a pathway here that goes straight down. And we'll just do one here as well that goes straight down. Okay, turn off snapping real quick for a second though. And that's just going to be on the ground. Just so make sure it joins. I think it does. I don't know. I guess we'll find out. So we'll see if people actually use that. I mean, there's one person using it. Let's have a look. Just want to make sure that... Okay, can I click on this? There we go. Oh, good. They're using it from both directions. Good. So that's the idea, is rather than them having to walk on the road here, I really want to turn off people crossing there and here. Because it's not great places to be crossing the road. But I guess if you want to get to this side, we might have to do another pedestrian bridge somewhere if I don't want them to cross there. I definitely don't want them crossing here, though. That looks so stupid. Oops. On that bit there. And also that bit there. See, they definitely can cross there. Which I don't think they need to, so I'm just going to turn that off. Guys, stop that. You really don't need to. Just use this and then go down here, because it works. Yeah, they're not having any issues. Alright, but then I think we probably want... Oh, you know what we could do? Oh no, that'd be annoying if you had to go like this and walk back. You know what? We can probably just do a straight across section here if they really need to get to this side, which they might do, but I doubt it. So I'm going to go straight across here. Like that. Does that look too steep? No, it could be stairs. Just imagine it's stairs. It's fine. So that'll go here. There. So if you really, really want to cross here, you can. Might just bring it a little bit further along. I don't like how people enter the monorail station platform like that. Hang on, can I rebuild that section? That's not how I want that to be. I think maybe that's what happened. It's sort of like... See, it's like it's going to the ground, but it's like... It's not quite right, is it? Why? Okay. Go. Get rid of that. One more time. Go there. No. Yeah, so I think it's going to just like... It just wants to have people go directly into it, which is slightly annoying, but... Oh, well. Anyway, so that's there. I think then this should definitely connect up. If this is going to be like a little park or something here, then this should definitely go... Ah, I probably should have... Anyway, whatever. So that will go like this, and then it will come here. Like that? Yeah, and then I think they can still connect to the road, right? Oh, whoops, that should have been raised. Oh, that's right, you can't... So, I don't understand this, actually. So this, this particular pathway, you can't upgrade it. There's, like, no upgrade option, but if you use the normal one, you can upgrade them. But these, like, new pathways don't have that. It's like, I don't know what they like, specifically said. Nah, you know what? Nah, we don't want people upgrading these ones. It'd just be too easy, wouldn't it? It's ridiculous. All right, so let's do some little shops and that around here. Not full size, just like a little bit like this. Smaller ones like that. Then we get some offices here and there. And then I think maybe we get some, because I don't know what services we have out here. Probably not a lot. No, there's no like health or anything. So maybe we'll get like a little clinic just here, because then that can fit nicely underneath the monorail quite easily. And then what about a crematorium? I might just do this around the corner, because it's just a little bit further away instead of right next to those houses. Fire department is very severely lacking down here. We do have one just there. We have a larger one there, but it doesn't quite reach. So maybe if we do a smaller one, just over there at the end of that road. And police department, I don't think we have... Yeah, police is like here and there. Like the police are pretty far away. Which we do like a larger one here? I mean, it's a pretty built up area, but not too crazy. We'll do a smaller one, I think. Maybe there. I don't know what's going. Oh, actually, schools is the other thing we don't have. But I don't. I wouldn't want to do schools on the main road. We could do it on this little side road. Or we do. I mean, I was gonna say we have space down here, but we don't really actually. There's space here, but that's kind of right next to a recycling center and all that. It's kind of gross. It's not a great place. I mean, we could do one here maybe, and then have a pathway up to. Yeah, you know what? Let's do it over here. Like it's down the road from the recycle center. It's not right next to it. Maybe a high school as well. Actually, we have a high school right there. Oh, we have an elementary school right there. Oh, why did I think I didn't have one? Oh, because it doesn't really reach. Technically, it doesn't really reach. Well, whatever. No, we have loads of capacity. I think we just need more high schools. You know what? I'll do a high school on the main road. Down here, somewhere. It's a little big. Hang on, let me just put it where it actually fits. Maybe near this one would be better. You know what? It doesn't really fit anywhere too nicely. I think we're going to have to destroy someone's house, and it's going to be yours. So see ya, buddy. So anyway, high school is going to be there. So it's, look, it's not too far from the station. So I'll come out here, cross over, and you'll be good. Okay, so that's going to be there. And then we have a lot of residential demand, which is good. How many people are using this monorail? I'm just trying to find a monorail on the track. There it is. 73 people. That's not bad. 73, only 8 on that one, 26. Look, it's not heavily trafficked, but I think I mean, there's not a lot of stuff out here. As we build this up, we'll probably start getting a lot better. Okay, so you know what, actually, we should probably do let's do some high density around here. Like this. Just in this little section, because it's like right by the monorail. I don't know, why did I do these separately? I think that was going to be something else, because I think that was going to be the industrial area. I think I'm actually just going to get rid of that and sort of blend it into this one. I don't think we need a separate district there. So Daffodil Hills. That could probably be all of this district. Like, it doesn't need to be particularly small. So I think this can probably just get all the way up here. Up to that sort of train line there. And maybe over here somewhere. This whole section. We'll have to come up with a name for it. I don't know. I said we we're going to do that, but we'll get around to it. Now, did I do... Not themes. I just want to do the high-rise band just so we don't get most of the taller buildings. Now, they are right by the train line. So, another train line. The monorail line. So, I guess we do have to be aware of that. So, we're going to do some taller buildings through here. Maybe even some high-density commercial mixed in. Might be a bit loud, but look, we'll see how we go. If it ends up being an issue, we'll sort it out then. But if not, then we're good to go. Get some offices. So, this is just... This whole main road is going to be like a mixed... Very much mixed-use main road. Because I don't think it should all be commercial. Some offices by the school, maybe a little bit of high-density commercial here. Because it's sort of all around these train stations, the monorail station. Wow, that building is actually... That's actually a really cool... That's really cool. I love it. The black and white building. That looks sick. Looks so cool. Probably not a good color for a building, but... It looks pretty cool. I like it. Oh, people are using this. Good. Wait, can they go straight over? I don't know if they can actually... Well, I know they can't cross the road there, but can they join the road there? Or is it just people don't... I don't think anyone walks on that side of the road. I guess there's not really any point. But I just want to make sure it works so they could actually get to the footpath, but I don't know. I can't tell you if they can or not. It seems to be working quite well. Alright, a lot of residential demand right now. So I'm thinking... Well, actually, you know what? We've got all this area here that I put roads in forever ago. Let's put some houses in here, because this is where we should be zoning in. We already did it. We just haven't filled it out. So all of this is literally residential as well. Like nothing crazy, nothing special, but this should quench some of the demand. And we also have, you know, public transport around here. That's the other thing I haven't done, actually. And I looked at it and I was like, I don't really know if I want to. With this train station, I want to do the number 2 section, but I need to do the number 3 section, I think. Was what I was supposed to do as an ending section. But it's because it's so much bigger. So I didn't do it. Hang on. So if well, let me put this somewhere so I can see it. So this is the station. So that's what we did. And then I did an M2 because it was a smaller platform. So then basically we have this where it doesn't have like an edge. But also... I mean, it doesn't look that bad here. But then you're supposed to use the M3, which is this. And then you end up with the bus stations there as well. the problem with that is if we were to do that, we have to demolish all that. I guess then we could remove that bus terminal there, couldn't we? Maybe that's a project for another day though, because we do have a lot of buses sort of looping around this area oddly. I guess if we could utilize this properly and do it that way, probably make more sense. I don't know. It's just a thing I've just been putting off. It's like one of those things that I just keep putting off because I don't really want to do it. And to be honest, it's not really an issue. I mean, it's not a great thing, but it's not. It's also not the end of the world. So I'm not really torn up about it. You know, make it some high density residential through here, because especially this area here is quite built up. Might do a little bit of high density here and there. Maybe even that little section there. I don't know. It seems like an area that might have a few taller apartment blocks and all that. Just around here, maybe through here as well. I don't think I want to build on this road here at all until that section up there. I kind of like it being a little bit open, a little bit nice, a little bit different, a little bit unusual. So I might do apartment blocks like around the track, the monorail track, just so it's a little. Why is there nothing there? I don't know, but I guess we're not building there. Anyway, so all this will fill in slowly but surely. On the main road, I might actually do offices. No, I won't do too many. I might just do some commercial because we do have a little bit of demand for it. So I'll just sort of fill that out a little bit. Anyway, so that will, you know, eventually we'll fill in this area here too and all of that. But, you know, we're getting there. We're getting there. But I think this is looking pretty cool down there. So I think it's interesting that this whole new section added way more to this area than what we had before. Like if you look in the cinematic mode, it looks pretty cool. Like it's really built up through here now, which I quite like. Like this whole area, I think this is cool. Like there's sort of cap to this section. And I think I don't know, I think the traffic is actually not too bad through here for being like almost like a little bottleneck section down the bottom here. It works quite well. I mean, I guess to be fair, we do have 1, 2, 3 like main roads pumping directly to this area, so be interesting. And this sort of crossover road in the middle is quite busy because obviously you have all the traffic from here coming through, all the traffic from up here coming through. There's probably some people that even use this road instead of going down to the main. Actually, you know what? How many people do use that instead of going the other way? Oh yeah, quite a few actually. They sort of use it to get through. But then I think also a lot of people would just use this, yeah. Because I think is that a faster speed limit? Is that what I did on it? No, it's only 50. It should be faster. Yeah, it's supposed to be 70. Yeah, I think it's because I probably updated this road at some point. So that should be 70. That should be 70. That and that. Yeah, so all through here. This should be 70. It's probably when I was building all the bus line stuff. Yeah, that should be 70 as well. And that. And that. I think it's supposed to all be 70. Unless maybe. Oh no, it is because it goes 70 there again. Okay. Yeah, I kind of just messed it up halfway through at some point when I was building all the connections to it clearly. Actually, I think... Wait. Oh, no, it's up there when it splits is where I didn't want it to be faster. You know what? Maybe we'll just slow it down here. Oh, no, it's still 70. You know what? I didn't even slow down. Actually, I made it 60 there. Oh, no, that's probably because it's a different road. It goes down to 50 here, then it's... Okay. Here's the thing. I think this road here is supposed to be 70. Not 60. And then... here as well. God, this is so confusing. There's so many different speed limit signs everywhere. Okay, yeah. So then this whole road all the way here is 70, and then it continues 70 on this road. Then it goes to 50 for some reason. Yeah, I'm not very vigilant with all this, as you can tell. But hey, we're fixing it now. I think this is kind of a job for off camera, though, to be perfectly honest. And it's 70 to there, but then that's 50 for some reason. I don't know. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but it's just the way it is. Anyway, so now this road is 70 all the way down. That's what it should have been. And then... I think this one was... Did I make it 50? No, it's 40. Oh, no. I think I did... if we split it... Yeah, so... Interestingly, I made the middle lane 30 to discourage people driving straight in it so they didn't drive through each other like that, but they still do it anyway. Because it's like, if you drive in the left-hand lane, you get to go 50. Because this is what I was trying to stop people doing, was just driving straight in this lane. As you can see, because they just drive through each other. They're only supposed to be in that lane if they're turning right. But they don't care. So I'm really tempted to turn this road just into a 4-lane road or something, because it's really annoying that the cars just keep driving through each other. I don't know. Anyway, so let me know what you think about the new build sections, and obviously we'll be filling this in. And also let me know what you think about the idea of doing a monorail hub sort of ish down by the zoo. So I guess what we would do is actually have the monorail line come here, and instead of curving around, like this one will continue down this road. I'm thinking down this road. and come through here, because that's almost like a perfect sort of curve directly into the monorail. And then this one will obviously come out the same way, but maybe split off here and go this way, rather than having a random hub there. And then it would also create all 3 lines connecting back to this one hub down here. Maybe we could even do a second monorail station there or something. I don't know. Let me know what you think about that. And then we probably should do some buses, I think, through this area, because there's just nothing going on there. There's no way to get anywhere. So we should probably do that. And probably likewise through here. There's just not a lot going on, but I think it's okay for the most part. Oh, yeah, see, I like just having occasional apartment blocks here and there. Nothing too crazy, but it's just like one here or there through the city gives it a little bit more character, I think. Anyway, I'm going to leave this part here, so make sure to leave your comments, suggestions, and feedback down below. And I'll see you next time, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and have an awesome day.